Hi, this is Vincent with the Society for Creative Anachronism and another SCA Iowa video. The Society for Creative Anachronism is a worldwide historic recreation organization dedicated to recreating all the best aspects of the Middle Ages. Anything that was made, used, consumed before 1600. We have friends who enjoy learning about it, exploring it, trying it, doing it, teaching others about it. It's exploring history hands-on. This video is talking about 4 of the common paths that people choose from as they get the historic clothing they need in order to begin to participate in the SCA. We know that this is oftentimes a stumbling block for people as they begin participating with it. Not everybody who joins us enjoys creating clothing, but they do need it as they join us. Now, not everybody who joins us is going to come in looking like a king. In fact, the vast majority of people who join us with very basic clothing to begin with, and then over time you add on bit by bit, piece by piece, the things you need in order to create the looks that you would like. It oftentimes represents the first barrier to participation for people. So this is why it's important to talk about. Most people can get started for less than $30 though. It's required as you participate at events. Now, this isn't required. The historic clothing is not required at local meetings, but it's required at the fun events that we all want to attend. What is the requirement? In corpore, in the governing laws of our organization, we say an attempt at historic clothing. It doesn't say it has to be a good attempt or a perfect attempt or a museum quality attempt. It's just an attempt. And many people will start with any number of different variations of quality. What I've seen is that there's 4 common paths that people take as they obtain the clothing they need in order to participate in their first events. The first choice is to use something that you already have. The second one is to borrow something. The third one is to make something, and the fourth one is to buy something. Now, we have many people joining us from other hobbies, other Ren Fair participants or LARP participants who find the SCA and join us. And the thing that they discover is that if they just leave out a few of the fantasy aspects of their outfits, they have something already that's vaguely medieval and works perfectly within the SCA. I would definitely recommend the much more fantastical elements being left at home. The second way that people get the clothing they need in order to participate is to borrow something. Many local groups have what they call gold key or the loaner clothes to loan out to new people as they begin participating, to help them through their first few events with something to wear. Now, it's not necessarily going to be the fanciest things on earth, but it's going to get you by, and you can just borrow it to use it. The third option open to you is to make something. And I want to remind you that these are very simple garments oftentimes, especially if you go earlier in time. So they're going to be easier to construct than modern clothes. The patterns and instructions and even tutorial videos are easily found online. And in fact, many of the resources can be ordered online quite easily. Machine sewn is fine, definitely for beginners. Over time, yes, you may get into hand sewing, but that's something to work into. And you can always ask for help if you need help patterning something or figuring out what you'd like to wear. The fourth option, which is now easier than ever before, is to buy something. There are many reputable vendors out there who will just sell you something that works for participation in the SCA. Now, the tan tunic here, I was able to find, well, on Amazon for $30. I ordered it. A couple days later, it showed up. It's a perfectly decent tunic. It's fine. It works great. It'll last for years. Unfortunately, there are also less reputable vendors online. This tunic, which was actually only $20, isn't well made. It's made out of very cheap materials. It's going to be uncomfortable to wear and probably will only last for a single event. So ask your local members if they can recommend a good vendor to you if you'd like to buy something. The nice thing is that it makes it really easy. Go online, click on something, order it, and it's there. What does this common first attempt look like? Well, they're not necessarily going to be the fanciest things. Now, remember that you're going to be going to events and talking to people who've had 20, 30, 40 years to construct their clothing and their outfits. Don't try and compete directly with them. Just get started and follow your own path. Normally, people are starting out with a tunic or a tunic dress and a belt, and just wear it over their pants. And that's perfectly fine. That gets you started. You can add things as you go. Next, you'd probably add some pants. Sometimes people start just with scrub pants. And shoes that can be sandals, flats, or just not like white tennis shoes. Those kind of stand out. But regardless, come and join us. Once you have that tunic or tunic dress on, you're good. The nice thing is that many of these little add-ons, from hats to other accessories, are great beginner projects so that not only can you get the clothing items that you'd like to have, but you can also explore history by making things. And you aren't alone in this. There are many people, many classes that are offered to help you create the look that you'd like and get the historic clothing that you need. If you have any questions, please reach out via these resources. Ask us what you'd like to know about historic clothing or anything else.